not going wrong with this. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But now Orangutan, they're one game away from going back to the grand finals and giving Omo Abyssinian a bit of a taste of their own medicine, right? Omo Abyssinian were the ones who knocked them down to the lower bracket, so they definitely are going to be fiending for revenge. But right now, they got a different kind of, the whole path is just vengeance for them. Right now, they want to get revenge for April, and then they're going to get revenge for just now in the regional qualifiers.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Koopa Band and Xingdi gonna be able to grab that Glaceon again. So similar situation here now. It's gonna be Thorfinn picking up that Chandelier. So Z-Ray might have to go back to that Mew, which I think has been the subject of a lot of criticism from me specifically. I don't think it's nearly as strong as the Chandelier, but maybe he can prove me. I would love to be proved wrong.
I mean, Zero Year has been known to be to use Mew. It's one of their main Pokemon as well. So definitely is going to be on the right hands. But I have to agree with you as well that if we're talking about like utility in terms of a team composition, I'd have to say that definitely like Chandelier is a much better pick here than that of Mew. However, they cannot really like go in for this Chandelier just because of the fact that, again, as you can see here, old guys already got Chandelier for themselves.
Yeah, absolutely. And it makes sense, right? Old guys, they snatch it for themselves. Thorfinn, very strong on that Pokemon as well. And BKZ going back for that Machop. So it's something that Lance likes a lot as well. But given that the Lapras already snagged by him, they're not too worried about it. And it's a Pokemon that can, Lance has a lot of damage in the early stage to be able to just kind of secure or at least pressure people back. But BKZ, we even saw Lance do it as well. Just use the Karate Chop, use the burst damage from Machamp's moves early on to secure these last hits on the wild Pokemon, and you're good to go in the EXP department.
This is actually going to be interesting though. Like
no
going
Dojo
into this. Yeah, that's number one. That's number one that I wanted to point out. But number two, this is something that's really interesting. Orangutan doesn't have any AOE. They don't have any AOE.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that they have as an AOE would have to be, well, Gravity. That's slowing down Pokemon.
Okay.
Number one, we have Sing. More on the crowd control, but at the same time,
does it matter?
We have to consider that Xingdi. It kind of does, especially that we're looking over at Chandelier's here, right? With that of the Poltergeist, which can then disrupt them quite a lot. And at the same time, they do have a lot of like crowd control as well in the form of Lapras for Lance, which does have access to not only Water Pulse but also Bubble Beam.
True. Okay, I kind of see where you're going with this. With that being said, I think that old guys, I almost said OG. Old guys, they have sort of rounded out their draft really well with this Urshifu pick, right? They picked it over the Dojo, but what it allows is an endless amount of chase, right? I think Sync 1, he's done really well to kind of play this Dojo in the poke and prod style with the Tri Attack, and right now he might go for the full commit instead with this Urshifu, whether it's Wicked Blow, not Wicked Blow, whether it's Single Strike and being able to put on a similar performance to what Orangutan BKZ did, or whether it's Surging where he can, or Rapid Strike where he can chase down this Mew, chase down this Glaceon. It can be a lot of trouble for them.
Yeah, which is what I'm saying as well, right? I totally support what you're saying, but at the same time, like, old guys here does have the capabilities to just wait in for that right timing to allow Sync 1 to fully commit to the damage that it can deal up against Orangutan. However, for Orangutan here, they are kind of squishy here and they can only target the singular Pokemon or individual Pokemon here with the likes of this with the likes of the Glaceon and that of the Mew. Though of course I have to agree as well that at the very least, right, like Mew does have Solar Beam, does have Electro Ball and Surf, but at the same time, Xingdi here with Icicle Spear can, well, essentially pierce through opponents.
Yeah, I think the main thing for me is that I completely agree with your point, and I definitely know what you mean. Like, the concern is that right now it's all single target focused, and you're up against a team with a Blissey, right? Blissey is the de facto single target. You need to stay alive on one Pokemon, you need to prevent being KO'd on one Pokemon. I got you. Bliss Assistance, Helping Hand, Soft Boil, anything you need, I got you, right? And now that is in the hands of old guys.
And then there's Mayhem as well.
Yeah, there's Mayhem on the Eldegoss.
Amigos.
backing them up.
Yeah.
And that's not to mention the rest of the team, right? Like you have the burn coming out and just the overwhelming
Right.
amount of damage coming out from the chandelier as we get back into the game here. But I mean, we'll have to see how this plays out. I think Orangutan, they've surprised us with how they execute their drafts time and time again. And I mean, they're gonna have to pull something out of the hat if they want to make this work. Now, Glaceon is very, very ridiculously strong, as we've seen. But old guys, a lot more tools in their belt now to actually deal with it.
Let's find out though, as we are now heading into game number 2 of Orangutan and Old Guys. I'm not gonna say the line just yet.
Okay, well,
I blurted it out. I wasn't supposed to.
okay, I mean, for what it's worth right now, both top path Pokemon just trading the stacks, right? We saw Lance, and this is quite common for Lapras, picking up the special attack spec, so wants to get some early stacks on that. Rolling forward, defense curl, trying to apply a bit of pressure, especially the rotation from Xingdi. Rare.
Oh no.
Wow. A bit of a rare misstep there from Ice. Not really something we're used to seeing from this player. Usually very consistent and stable, ending up giving away that early KO. So not really what you want to see, but not the end of the world here. But still, you know, not ideal.
Definitely. It is still just the early game here, so they can still bounce back here in contrast, however, to if that actually happened during the mid game, where it's going to be quite detrimental into the side of Orangutan. But as it is, as we're speaking right now, as you can see there, you know, does have access now to Sing, which can definitely help out into a lot on the team fights, especially if they want to get in the early lead here against Old Guys.
They're trying to go onto lands here, but turning around now, BKZ forced to eject button and the water pulse, it's enough damage. And this is definitely a bit curious because I saw a bit of a legion from Orangutan approaching the top side, but looks like they went to commit and mess with the Urshifu instead. But mission unsuccessful. Right now, here comes the Sing. Is it enough? Put them to sleep right now. Xingdi doing the damage to the Icicle Spear. Does he have another round? Sending it forward. Lance taking a lot of damage. Here comes the Urshifu.
Wow.
Sing Quan trying to turn it around, but he might just have found himself inside a song that he didn't want to hear. But Xingdi, you can't just square up against this guy anymore. You need to be careful. The jumps through. It is the surging strikes. Running forward. The Icicles again. Here he goes. And it just wind up one after the other. Like Moonboy was saying, this is a sushi conveyor belt, and the submission serves them up to eat. And it's not done just yet. I mean, this is just the Xingdi highlight reel at this point. This guy's getting the ice crystals, laying them out. Even Thorfield has rotated up here. But Xingdi, he's looking unstoppable.
Wow.
The glacial stage, he's just pumping it through so much damage.
Wow.
And just another after another. You can't keep doing this. You can't let Xingdi get away with this. But he's just racking up spear after spear after spear. Old guys, get out of there.
Man, Shangdi, you cannot let Shangdi put out free damage again and again and again and again, and that's what's gonna happen if you do so. But at the same time, we can't blame Old Guys as well, because it's really kind of hard to get in on Shangdi right now, especially at level 9. He does have access to both of the buffs as well, Violet and the orange one, and that's why, you know, Orangutan is just ensuring that they are saving up, save the precedent kind of gameplay here right now, strategy,
wow.
so that to allow Shangdi to just freely dish out damage against that of Old Guys.
That was close. I'm not sure if you caught that, but a nice wrap around from Lance, and the bubble beam almost caught Ice out by surprise. Mystical Mirage forced out by the Mew here. A little bit of an awkward situation, and here comes the Urshifu straight out to Xingdi. They need to peel, and they managed to do so. Ice creates the distance, but a Unite move! The surging strikes! Managing to finish him off, the flowing, it just finishes him off. KO streak of 3, and just like that, Sync 1 answers right back. This is why the Urshifu was picked.
It is definitely why the Urshifu is picked, especially how much it can actually get in on team fights and in on the enemy team, as we just saw Sankwan use Flowing Fist into the Searching Strikes as well, just to get in and definitely remove Xingdi in the process. But look at that right now. That's going to be one down into the side of Old Guys, but are they going to be able to seal away Red Seal into the hands of Orangutan? Yes, they will not. Yes, they will not. No. Orangutan is going to be able to take away the Red Seal for themselves and destroy, finally, the first tier score goal.
What a sick initiation from BKZ there. Catching them off guard, and you know, you had every reason to think he was in trouble there, the way he was approaching, but he had the Unite move primes, Barrage Blow pushing them all back, and gives enough time for Xingdi to come down, set the glacial stage, which means the ice crystals are at max throughout the entire duration, and spear after spear, yet another teamfight win for Orangutan. Old Guys, they do have a point advantage slightly here, but that genuinely feels like they're definitely behind.
they definitely feel like they are behind just because of the fact that mechanically speaking here, Orangutan, I think it has the lead here in contrast to that of Old Guys. But look at that. Here comes the flank here. That is a crash going to hit the Mew, and they're going to be able to follow it through as well, as they were able to take away the Treasure Elect. Going to be able to destroy this first score goal as well. Let's assist us into that of Sync 1, but it's not going to be enough though, as Orangutan decided to disengage to a very beautifully reasoned. So it's actually, you know, if they did not disengage from there, all guys would have been able to eat them alive.
Yeah, but I mean, for what it's worth, Old Guys, they actually committed quite a few Unite moves into that engagement. But Orangutan, even though they lost that Tier 1 goal zone as well as a couple of members on their team, they didn't actually need to use anything here. And now running forward, they want to single out Lance. There's the Blissey, but it's not nearly enough. Safeguard can't do nearly enough against this Glaceon. Starting to rain in the damage again. They want to pressure onto this goal zone, and they managed to get a few dunks in for now. Here comes the Bear though, trying to lay in the damage to the face, but oh no, being pushed back. The Mystical Mirage is just not something they can deal with at the moment. And the Glaceon, the spears keep coming through. Now Dolphin in some trouble, forced to eject Button away. The crash, it's there though, lifting them out with the bubble beam, and the chase is on. The poor Glaceon gets swiped down. Sync finds it, and just like that, Orangutan, they've stayed a bit too long. They can't finish Sync off, and they need to back away here. Z-Ray pushing them back to the light screen, but already Lance standing supreme in this defense.
Ooh, wow, that was a... that was very close for Sync 1, I'd have to say, because Sync 1 was staying afloat.
I thought he was done.
Yeah, he was staying afloat with just a magic pixel.
Yeah. Where did he even find that HP? I didn't even see it. He found it from like under his chair or something. And now they're setting up a Regice here. That's not if OG has something to say about it, but which OG will have the last laugh? Wow. They're just getting cleaved up. Xingdi stands no chance against the Fist. They're surging forward, and Sync finds them again. Beautiful stuff from this Urshifu, making full use of this pick here. And they're gonna finish off this Mew as well. The Surf, the dash away. Is it enough to keep him up and running? He's scrambling for dear life, but the last bubble beam, no. Can't find it, Lance. Let him walk away of this one, but Orangutan, this is the second or third time the Glaceon has just gone out without much contest.
This is the biggest difference between Orangutan and Old Guys composition right now. Old Guys does have the prowess, has the advantage in on the melee side of things, the front line of things. But Orangutan, they have more of the advantage from the back end, from the back lane damage. So Old Guys here would have to actually push through themselves against Orangutan if they want to take them out all one by one. But here is the biggest problem here. The Rayquaza. How is Orangutan going to be able to position themselves if they want to win against Old Guys? Because the moment that Old Guys, especially with Sync 1, the moment that it pushes through with his searching strikes, they're all a goner.
Absolutely. The Flowing Fist has done so much work for him so far. And Old Guys, they can just afford to crash into you wherever you show up. Orangutan, they need to take a lot more of a disconnector fight. And this Rayquaza, this Legendary Pit doesn't really allow for the easiest positioning. Bubble Beam catching Ikura. This is the poke and prod. As you can see, that Bear heading down to the bot side. He's looking for a flank. As Machamp still playing bodyguard here, they're looking for an angle. Right now, Orangutan,
Mew
10 points behind.
Coming from top though, Mew trying to look for an angle. As you have mentioned, Sync 1 just trying to stay here. Ice going to get, gets hit by the ability here. Cute charm just to stop Sync 1.
Assistance in though. They shall stay, so there's the barrage blow going in on the Machamp. He's trying to do his work, but he's falling very low. He needs help, but he doesn't have it. He's just gonna go down. And where's the Mew in all of this? Nowhere to be found. Now they're funneling in a choke point. Xingdi still standing strong, and Lance more than likely gonna go down. The last pistol can't find him, but oh no, the amount of chandelier damage coming through. Sync finds another. The Wiggly goes down. Last few members remaining are gonna be Ikura, and that is gonna be Sync going down. It's just Xingdi against the wall right now. Mew is there as well.
Targets.
Yeah, Z-Ray is starting to work. They managed to kite it out, and Lance goes down as well. They couldn't find Xingdi.
man, Shady missed targeted that into the Rayquaza. Unfortunately, so they wouldn't have been able to get more from that if Shady did not target this Rayquaza. But they have to make
They need to finish it off.
make full use of what they have right now. Rayquaza
They
is
get
going to the
it!
side of Orangutan.
Orangutan, they snatch it. Z-Ray as well as Shingdi. They assume opposite positions at the legendary pit, and they manage to cleave it out. Is this the end of old guys here? It certainly looks like it as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is gonna be Curtain's good night. Third place is yours. We finally clinch it back. Revenge in April complete. Now it's time for revenge in the regional playoffs.
Congratulations to Orangutan. I mean, this is still not the end of the road for them. They have been playing so much from today. You know, starting from like what, 12 p.m. today. It's been almost 8 hours that they have been playing, and